Episode 2, My Passion Project Aquapparel. On September 11, 2011, I created Aquapparel after a series of events and documentaries inspired me to do so. Growing up in South Florida, I grew an affinity for the ocean and marine life. I lived in Orlando, Florida for a bit for school and work. By the time I moved back to South Florida and went snorkeling one day, I noticed that the reefs did not look as lively as I remembered them to be. I'd only been gone for about 7 years or so. I also had a fish keeping hobby which I had to give up before I left for college because, well, I didn't really keep fish, so to speak. I kept sharks and stingrays, which can be difficult to care for in general, let alone in a college setting on a college student budget. When I got back to South Florida after college, armed with more research from a website called Monster Fish Keepers and a long-term plan to house some sharks and stingrays, I set up my grow-out tank and I got my shark and stingray from my local fish store. One day my shark Zoe had become very ill, and I was desperately trying to save her. Unfortunately, Zoe passed away due to liver failure from possible cyanide poisoning. I don't really know for sure, but now that I've unfortunately seen quite a few deaths in other sharks from this, I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Zoe. Like most people who buy a shark or stingray for their home aquarium, I had no idea that this was how they acquired them in some cases. In fact, I never really thought about it, to be honest. Zoe's death was horrible. I had trained her, she was amazing, and I cared for her like most people care for their dog or cat. Her death destroyed me. I remember sitting in my living room after she had passed away, looking at my mostly empty aquarium, and I just kept thinking, why would someone acquire a shark like that? Why couldn't I save her? And the biggest question that I had for myself was, how could I have not known? One of the documentaries that inspired me to create Aquapparel was The Cove. How could I have not known, or at least assumed, that marine species that are acquired for the aquarium industry were inhumanely being collected in some cases? The answer to that is that I think that most people are inherently good. I think it's easy to focus on the people who have bad intentions. You can say that that's naive, and you might be right. But I try to see the good in people, no matter what, probably to a fault sometimes. Why? Well, if you're really lucky, you have 2 working hands. These hands give you the power to create, fix, or destroy. Humans are the only species on this planet who knowingly destroy their environment, the very thing that gives them life. If you look around, mostly we use our hands to create amazing things. We help each other in times of need, and I've seen so many people care for so many different animals that it's hard to believe otherwise. With that said, I decided to take what I had learned from my own experiences and create a brand that I can grow over time with the goals in mind of doing what I can for conservation efforts and documenting my projects in progress. Ultimately, I wanted to create something that people who care about our environment could wear and inspire others to help make a difference. Essentially, I wanted to create a brand that practiced what it preached. And so, Aquapparel was born. I will tell more of the Aquapparel story throughout this video series and share what I've learned from it. The biggest thing is that whatever you personally feel that you were put on this earth to do, you should at least try to pursue it. Aquapparel does not pay my bills currently, but it gives me something that is so fulfilling that I do it no matter if it makes me money or not. I will leave you with this quote: people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Hopefully my efforts with Aquapparel will make a very large positive impact for marine life and for our environment.